And I know how to fight. I'll tell you twice. What you about?
Can you give me that time?
Ooh. Can you tell me how to do it, please? Because my phone, I'm on live right now. He said so.
I ate a brownie. It tastes school ones are terrible. There's no school brownie. It's gonna pay higher.
Bring that out.
Chicken?
I'm on live. Yeah.
Wait, you're live barbecue?
Yeah, I'm barbecuing. I'm sorry, guys, if you join. Hopefully the chickens kept you guys company. There's someone in here. Hey, someone did come. Nikki D's, where's my invite? Is my audio clear? You're free to come over. You are free to come over. I just finished posting a short. You should check it out. Your hometown. I don't know. That's really why I'm going live. Trying to capitalize on making a live connected to the short. And if anybody want to hang out, that's cool. 26 people. What's up, 26 people? How's everybody doing? Drop something in the chat, man. We grilling tonight. Had a pretty good Easter weekend, and I was told that I better get out here and start grilling. But I do want to chat with the peoples. You guys, is grill season for anybody? Maybe one of these days you're gonna go live. What's the sub count on the other channel? Come on, let's get that 50. Run it up. Follow my sister, Nikki D's. All right, bam. Now I got space for this. Okay. Close. What's up, everybody? How are you doing today? It was a little chilly until now. I'm gonna go. I always wash my hands like so many times when I'm grilling. I'm still on the mic so you can hear me. I'll just be staying busy. The weather could be better, but it's also better than the snow that looked like it was trying to do. I got to head on some of these projects that I've been posting. Like if I pin that way, that's where my wood stack is. I built that with reclaimed wood, and It's time to start working on the big Goliath project. So we'll see how that goes. But it's exciting nonetheless to challenge yourself. Um, I think, and Nikki D's, you missed the live last night, but if you're still hanging out, I think one of the takeaways for me from this weekend was I felt the responsibility to create content for the first time. Like I was experiencing something, and I felt like, oh, it's a good thing. Let's get this content going. So I filmed it and I chopped it up a little bit, try not to take too much time with it, and I got some family shots in there, which was cool. Um, and yeah, we day walk. What's up? It's going good, man. I'm just out here grilling. Um, it is a little. It's if you had to turn it into a word, it's brisk. That's what I feel. The sun is nice, but you got to be directly in it. Um, and we're getting there because this whole I'm gonna be working on this grill area. You guys are gonna see me bring this whole thing to life. I appreciate that, Judge. Appreciate that. But yeah, so I'm just grilling. Um, guys want to hang out? Like I was saying, I just felt a responsibility as a content creator, since I'm always like giving updates. It was really good to. Um, I didn't do anything, super duper, but pulling my camera out, and I wasn't really the intended audience, I should say. And I just see so many things coming together. Um, like how when you're the only one that could see it, the song that I used on the short today was "Believe in Yourself," and that's by I think it's by Lena Horne, um, from the Wiz soundtrack. Well, it's on the Wiz soundtrack. I don't know if there's a separate song, but I love that song, and I wasn't searching for it. I was searching for a song that had to do with home. So I was bouncing back and forth between, because I was listening to John Legend a little bit yesterday, and I like his "Coming Home" song. That's a pretty good one. And I was just looking for like home songs, and then for some reason I put on the Wiz. Well, not for some reason. There's a song called "Home," and Jax, what's up? And then "Home" rolled over into the "Believing Yourself." And ironically, last night we were talking about having belief in yourself. I'm okay, Jax. I'm out here grilling, hopefully not burning. Uh, yeah, it's gonna be hard for me to do how I normally do when I grill, because when you're managing the camera and the screen, it's definitely a different experience. Time passes a little bit. I would say it's like casino time for me. For me, at least, it's casino time. You go into a casino and you lose all sorts of track of time. That's how it feels when I'm on the camera. Like, what time is it? But we'll get it together. All right. Uh, and I use two separate appliances, tongs. So when the food is like in its, I'm just trying to cook phase, I don't mix the two. But yeah, I was talking about the song that came together on the short, and I put it on loop this morning because I just felt it. It was just like an energy thing. So whether or not the short does great, I don't know. I really enjoy creating that type of stuff and getting off what I can, and it's just this connection that I keep. If I keep following and trusting and believing in myself, and that's what I'm showing you guys, because I did choose to, turn the camera on and be a part of this experience. So I'm just sharing that there's a lot of that you guys are helping me with, and to reaffirm some of the beliefs that I already have in myself that get hard. Last night we were talking about people that are close to you, and like family. Everybody may not give off a certain energy when you start doing. You just woke up. Everybody may not give off the type of energy that you want when you go into new endeavors, like this one, right? So I don't have a need to tell anybody, but I have noticed that people have been discovering what I'm doing, and I don't. I could take that as that means I'm doing the right thing, or I could take that as, hey, either way, I'm not shy about saying it, and it helps me to work on the pitch, so to speak. Like, why are you doing this? What are you actually trying to accomplish? And most times with family, or people that are close to you, they have a bias because they know you, or they think they know you aside from what you're doing, and they impose that on you as if I couldn't have, learned something in this last year that changed exactly who I am. I believe in that you are a core person, you have core beliefs, but I have to ask you whether or not your beliefs change. I have to ask you how serious you are about something. It's not for me to determine, your seriousness or what you're trying to do or gather. Um, that's not my technique for sure. But that's what we were talking about last night, and it was interesting how it came into the video today when I made it. It like kind of seeded that same energy. And I don't know if I think I've had my whole family in the video. I think it was a challenge. I had to talk to my wife. That's kind of why I put. If you watch the video, that's why I put an effect at the end. I was negotiating. Um, but yeah, let me show you how these burgers is looking. Let me without dropping it. So I do a nice little char on the outside, um, mostly smoke flame. You okay, buddy? All right, mostly smoke flame, like not too much under the fire, and then I kind of like put it way off to the side and let those juices let them juice up. But all right, so I got my burgers in. I put the hot dogs in next, and then like I said, I'll move the burgers over at that point. Guarantee they cook because we make the patties ourselves, so they're gonna be a little bit thicker because we're not using any kind of smasher. So you just want to make sure they cook to your desired, internal temperature. Um, but I'm pretty fluid with it. I love the charcoal. I am gonna have a little gas situation as well. So where I'm standing at, me and my wife actually I would say, an early design on you cook. Yeah, I got burgers, man. uh, Me and my wife, we designed what we want this little area to look like that's gonna house the grill. And interestingly enough, I would say for maybe 5 years, the grill was facing this way, and I could not figure out like how to make all of this come together. And we sat down, um, and we did a walkthrough, and it's really because some of the other stuff is coming together that once you move out some of the other problems, it's easy to concentrate. So, or easier, I should say. My son is over here trying to hurt himself, and then I got the chickens over there. They on the clock right now doing some work. I actually really like what they're doing right. Yeah, and if it's late, so it's later than I usually start this, so I'm actually going more on the fire than I usually do. But we'll get it done. We will get it done, man. In fact, these just aren't going to be as charred. They'll still be good. Let's just get the hot dogs going then. I got to be quick with these hot. In fact, I only want to do a couple hot dogs because nobody ate them last time. I don't like wasting food. You guys grill? Jax, you grill? I don't hear nothing about your father. Do you grill? One of the one of the cool things about being like having somewhat of an understanding like analytics background. Hey, if you just joined, I should put up a question. Maybe that'll help to get some engagement. But um, this stream, even though I wanted to go live, I didn't know what I was gonna do. Um, and this is somewhat of an experiment to see if because YouTube puts when you do a short, YouTube puts a little prompt saying that like you're live or you have a scheduled live. So this was like a little experiment to see if I can get a little bump from that. Uh, yeah, in the summer. Yeah, you know what's funny? I intentionally want to grill outside of the summer. One, because the summer gets super hot, right? So you're fighting that, which is nice if you have everything set up and shade and all of that. But the other reason why, the main reason why, is because when I was younger, this is where the violins come out. When I was younger, you needed an excuse to grill, and me and my sister, we needed to go to a park that was so far from our house, from our apartment, and we would have to go wait in the park at like 5 a.m. Oh, at night, cool. Oh, yo, my goal, Jacks. I'm gonna get the whole nighttime set up. I got a couple projectors. I'm gonna be out here gaming, and if we could get that going, and we gonna roll in with all the streams and just be having a good time. So you wait. That's what's inspiring me to get this together. Um, but yeah, back to my violin. So me and my sister, we would have to go set up and wait with all the food and tables and stuff and wait for everyone else who's at home probably sleep. When they're ready to come to the park, we secured a spot. And so I feel like when I got a situation that's more like you don't need an excuse to grill, you got to grill. I probably got a video coming very soon. I was grilling in the last major winter storm just because people need to understand we all love the grill. We all love grilled food. No matter if you vegetarian, vegan, pescatarian, which is I think that's an inside joke. That's when you only eat fish that eat fish. um, but yeah, I think why wait? It's quick. It helps me to store some food, and it always tastes amazing. So I don't wait for summer anymore. I'm not that guy no more. And the more I get these systems together, the more I'm gonna be like going even further and just I like being competitive with myself, a little bit. And it's like that'll be so cool, man. You just got a nice little situation. What you don't see, and I won't spoil it yet, but what you don't see is there's a big hole in the ground that you're supposed to call a pool right here next to me. And my wife would kill me if I pan the camera. But once we start getting into the next phase, I will keep people up on that project. But I got that going too, and that could be like a really just awesome upgrade for the quality of life here. That's the dream, you know. All right, all right. So the dogs, I let them do the under the fire thing, and like I said, I put them aside. Now I got this chicken. I don't think she got any steak. We had lamb last time, which was hitting. I never really I was upset in the beginning because so I did. So we had the violins. Uh, just came in here to drop a quote. Oh yeah. Well, see, look, we go even further than that with that quote. I don't live for tomorrow. I live for today. I don't get to decide what happens tomorrow. I live for today. But I'll read the quote. The best preparation for tomorrow is doing your best today. I love it. Nice for that good energy. That's why I'm here, man. We need more people like you. I love quotes too. Yeah, I think a part of what I was going through yesterday, I think it had everything to do with the fact that I create content now. Is that I've been on a sort of hiatus from the norm, right? Because there's always something to do, to think about, to judge. It's the first time in a long time that I've had to keep a assessment on what I'm doing, and you can't stop. I'll tell you why you can't stop. The YouTube and probably all the other ones, they're very good at the baseline to keep you active, right? So the monetization is based on the last 365 days, right? It's either that, or if you go viral on something like a short, it's like 3 million views. So I'm not even 10% of the way there, right? And it's not a linear thing. Like, I'm probably going to get, if I keep going at this pace, I'll get more views on more views on each thing that I do. So that is almost guaranteed, right? You if you're gonna be more interested and you're gonna be more seasoned in what you do, you're gonna know the ropes better. You're gonna do it better. So it's only right for YouTube to bless me as they've learned my content, they've learned my viewers. But imagine this. Imagine you do this for like 5 months and you're still like 40% of the way there, and then you stop. And then you just stop. So stopping is just as good as doing nothing for the whole year, because like I said, it's a aggregation of a year's worth of effort, or once you reach those numbers within a year. So something that I did last March doesn't do anything, and there's no desire for them to push old things that didn't even work the first time, because that's really what the metric that they're working with. Did it work? How do you know something worked? Well, people click on it, they come back to it, it's working, people want to be there, they love it. Like, even as simple as when this live started, it was like 25 people on here, and when 25 people come and they stay, YouTube then feeds you more and feeds you more and feeds you more, and all of that history is there. So 25 of them probably left. And what is that saying? You know what I'm saying? So you have to keep going, and I'm aware of that. So I'm not really judging whether or not I'm gonna be here tomorrow. I'm saying what 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 metric does it make sense for me to go on that I could improve? Like, there's all these metrics. Say there's 100 different metrics that you could look at. What is going to be the one that I have control over, that I can make a difference, on my content? So so it's a grind, man. It's a grind. I feel like I've had to give up Rocket League rank grind. Just I'm on YouTube. YouTube rank grind. Blake, what's up? How you doing? Where you at? Ali, I need something to put the food in. What you making? I got some hot dogs, some beef hot dogs, some hamburgers, and some chicken. I just put the chicken on. The other stuff is done. I just like to, do what it do. Ali, can you go tell mommy to give me the tray to put the cooked food on? So I don't know how long that's going to take or if he's going to remember. So let me move this way out the fire. That happens sometimes. But yeah, Jax, you look. We should just be grilling. We should just be having. If it's fun for you, just do it, man. I don't even know summertime. I don't even think I'm traumatized. I hate looking at the past and feeling like I needed an excuse to do something. Like, why do you need an excuse to be good? Enjoy them. Thank you. I will. My kids will too. It's something about grilling. A kid will be like, I don't eat this, I don't eat that. And you put that on the grill, it lights up their life. They'll start singing like Annie, like, the sun will come out tomorrow. Yeah, man. This year has been all about looking myself and all my failures in the mirror and saying, forgive yourself, man. Move on. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? And it's a personality thing because I'm a very, like how, if you guys play Rocket League and some jerk come in the chat and use the calculated can message, like calculated. Like, I'm a very calculated person. I'm doing like risk analysis on all these things. Which project should I choose? What gives me the best bang for my buck? Sometimes, most times, I'm choosing the thing that I'm gonna be able to finish myself because I don't have the other hands. But I also got to be better about, doing it the easy way, hitting the easy button, which doesn't always exist. It shouldn't have taken him that long to get me a tray. Yeah, man. I don't know how to express it, man, but when I see these plants and I see all these sprouts and buds, there's something like I'm winning. You see that bud over there? I'm winning, man. It's hard to explain. I'm looking at this elderberry tree and the branch is like super happy, a new growth, and it's leafing out. And all I did literally was, the way, elderberry has all these like nodes on the stem, and apparently each of those nodes could just kind of root out, right? And all I did was like, almost, I don't know what game, but imagine like the reverse of Zelda, when Zelda's like pulling up the sword, you know, or Lynx is pulling up the sword and he turns. He's old enough. Remember, like Ocarina of Time, if you played it, and he's old enough. Thank you, sir. That's it. If you if you wanted to get the Reynolds wrap, that'd be nice too. But that's okay. It's like the opposite. All I did was take the elderberry and jammed it into the ground, and it's like 3 or 4 places, and I just took it around this time is fine. You can pretty much do it any time of the year, but this time is fine. And I just jammed it into the ground, and now this thing is 8 feet tall. That's their boy. Throw it over. Say hi if you see him, or call him. You could call him over if you want. Just say hi. Yeah, we got some cool neighbors too. That changes everything. I hate the people. I feel for the people who are in situations with neighbors that they don't get along with. All right, now when I take these out, I always put them under Reynolds wrap. Let those oils settle in, make it more juicier. All right, so that's all the burgers and the hot dogs. What you think? What you think? That's looking good. Like I said, I love the smoke instead of the fire to cook. So that's what that reddish like outside is. So I just got chicken left. See if these coals if I'm gonna get through. Think I am. I was running my mouth too much though. All right. Be back 1 second. Let me just go get these under Reynolds wrap. All right. Be right back. I'm still talky though. Can you put Reynolds wrap on this? When you bring it out, you gotta bring it with Reynolds wrap, because I could keep it out there. If that's
You need another pan?
the chicken's gonna take like 10 minutes, so if you don't mind.
The food done?
Huh?
Do you cook the food?
Yeah, there's hot dogs and I don't know why she bought spicy, but there's burgers in there. All right, sorry, I'm back. All right, watch. I should do this trick. Y'all want to get the chickens in the shot? If you want to get the chickens in a shot, just let me know. Oh, I love that. Man, I might have a new profession, and it's not grilling. I love the char. Hey, Blue Daffodil, what's up? 1 second, I'm gonna go get some chicken bait. We're gonna get them in the background of the shot, and I've been meaning to give them something anyway. All right, ladies. Okay, come on, let's go. Let's go. You guys finished work today? Somebody still working overtime? All it takes is one throw. I'm already getting scoped out right now. One throw. They looking. Done. Y'all seen it? Y'all better do the investigation. I ain't wasting all of these. All right, so we got the chickens in the background now. How's your day, Blue Daffodil? When I was, I don't think I've been away for a whole day in a while, and get you some chicken shot. I don't think I've been away for a whole day in a while, like from morning to evening, and then it's like dark. So it was a good day to kind of test out my, the run and whether or not everybody's gonna put themselves away. So I would say we were successful. Everybody laid, and or whoever needed to lay laid, and no cracked eggs. I did notice that one of the hens I have to be careful about, even this early in the season, which is crazy. Just leaving at one time, I went from 3 nesting boxes to 2. So I might have to solve that. I might have to put a mobile one, or just attach another one somewhere on the coop, which I can do. Um, because the third one, excuse me, the I seen a hen laying, sitting on the eggs a little later in the day than I would have liked. I went to like collect the eggs today, and the black hen, which usually is the one that like goes south on me, she was sitting on eggs, and it really was only because there was so many eggs in there from, so it's like 2 days worth of eggs, right? Because I didn't go out there last night to go get them intentionally, because I'm trying to, when you homestead, um I hear other people talk about it, but I'm like, I'm not in the prison, right? But I've created so much attachment to different things. Me being out is just me being outside. Me being really out and leaving. There's things need fixing, and so it's hard, and I think that I know that I need to fix that. So I've been working, just mentally, like, what is the next step? What is the next step to fix that? So that's the logic. That's my logic there. I just want to, I really want to fix that. If I could get starting off with like 3 straight days of not being here, that makes my situation so much more flexible, and it'll be, good for growth. Just have more of an opportunity to do other things. That's the struggles of you try to homestead in the suburbs, but we're gonna get it. We are gonna get it. And so far, this live was cool. Temperatures didn't beat me down. I'll probably stay here for another 5 to 10 minutes, unless we get like a nice bump. If you got any questions for me, ask. Everyone has been asking what you're eating, what you're grilling. So I got some chicken going right now. The burgers and hot dogs are already done. Um, I'm not sure who was interested in the chicken, but sometimes it's usually my wife and me. My son too. He'll go for chicken. Yeah, I'm sitting here talking. We're a lot more charred than we usually are. We'll fix it. I don't put all 3 grates in my grill. I keep only 2 grates in there, so that I could kind of manipulate things when I want. So I just moved all of that over to the side. I'm gonna try to get this a little bit hotter by pushing the coals together. There's some old coals in here that didn't really do much, and That way I don't have to waste anything. See that smoke? Yeah. So the temperatures is there, but it's not enough mass. Um, so all we need to do is get them close together, and there's enough oil that's dropping down to kind of ignite things, and we'll end this cook the right way. Well, as simple as that. So now I move that stuff, concentrated it. That'll give me more. Then I just move this back over. And if I don't want the chicken right in the coals, which I do right now because everything is kind of dying down, I'll put them right over and do a short cook time, and then move them over and keep it closed for a good amount of time. I'm not flipping anything. Just kind of trying to stack them together as close as I can near where the fire is. Open everything up. Open the exhaust more. Get more as much oxygen pulling through as possible. Everything's open here, and we're good. Ooh, I don't even know what time it is. I might have a little bit of time left to do some work. This just to keep you updated on this chicken garden, um, the cinder block project that I worked on a couple weeks ago. I started moving perennials over there. Uh, I could be more forceful. They are old enough for sure. Got like it's like elementary school age kids. Um, they are different personality wise. Some of the projects, because I work with a lot of very good question, by the way, Blue Daffodil. I don't think I've ever been asked that. But some of the projects I'm working with equipment that, as long as I'm there, it'll take twice as long. So some of it is more for like the nostalgia and the handoff, father to son or father to daughter. um I think they have like the have fun gene. Like, we're gonna snap a photo of us doing this. Like, I don't have that gene. That's what makes this hard. I work hard. I outwork people. Um, I get inspired by seeing people work, and it makes me want to work harder than them. I'm competitive with myself. Um, there's a balance though, because I don't want them to feel like it is our legacy, right? We're trying to build it. But if I had to choose whether or not most of this stuff could have or should have been done before they got this age, I would have preferred that, because it would be a lot easier than for them to, work on a hard project. We're doing like a concrete pour, and it's time sensitive, and it's usually just me. Um, the chickens, I think they could definitely help me with some of that stuff. That's just more getting them on a routine and pitching in. But even with that, we have issues like collecting eggs in the summertime, because if I'm working, sometimes I can't really like stop, So I may be in meetings or whatever. So we're gonna have broody hens if we don't actually, collect the eggs. You get backed up 15, 20 eggs in the nesting box. The hen's just gonna sit on it. They ain't going nowhere. That could be helpful. But my son who wants to collect eggs, he'll leave a trail. He'll leave a when he couldn't even reach. He would go up super high and go get the eggs, and hey, he's crack what he cracks, you know. But yeah, we I gotta definitely invest some time, and I think a lot of the newer things that I've installed that don't require a lot of work and don't require heavy machinery or tools, um, they actually do work with tools, but it's more like hand tools. Because I walk away, so I really don't. I wouldn't leave them with a circular saw, right? Like just now when I was starting the grill, I put lighter fluid on the charcoal, and then I I told my son to come over, and I just give him this, and I said, "Here, light the fire." And I said, "Only do this when I'm here, like when I'm with you. I want you to see what happens, what is going on when the fire lights, so that you are aware that this can be dangerous, but if you do it the right way, this also is how we, how we eat, and it can help us to cook this food." And he did it, and that was the youngest one. So I'm pretty sure the next time I'm gonna light the grill, he's gonna want to come over, but it gives me the confidence that he is not gonna take it upon himself to like play with fire, or at least play with these in a way. And the first thing he said was, he's like, it's hard to click. And then he asked me, he said, "Is that because children shouldn't play with it?" And I said, "Yes." So, we were talking about a little last night, like how much how much of a bubble do you keep them in? And I guess everybody's gonna have the answer for them, but for me, um, I still got to get to the phase where some of the stuff is safer, and they like to play. You know, they don't get it from me. That's all I'll say. They like to play with. Sometimes some people are just like that. Like it's not to shade humans. It's just like some people need to. Some people can't live in the moment. I guess is my point. Some people need to take pictures. Like they talk about the people. I think Drake got this in a song when he talks about. I don't want to mess up his line, but essentially he's saying that people talking about they can't wait to go on vacation, and then when they go on vacation, they're just taking photos to send to the people that's not on vacation with them, and they're not really enjoying the vacation. I'm more of a like live in the moment. I don't need a reason to work hard. I think part of that is it's just genetic. That's just how I'm wired. But when I was playing basketball, it kind of I exploited that, and the amount of success that I gained back from that, I was able to rewrite my story essentially, and I started to apply that to other things as I was maturing in life, and you know, and you got to be honest. Everybody's not built a certain way. Some people good with their hands, some people's good in their thoughts. You know, Safety and trust super big for me. With what we're doing, um, my fear is a hurt kid. I've had those moments where I thought somebody got hurt, and that is a huge fear of mine. I'd feel alone and by myself, and not knowing how I would be able to, take care of it. I remember one day, I don't know if my wife was on the way home, but my daughter broke out. It was instant. I put her in a tub, and then she broke out in full body hives. And the only thing that got me through was the fact that I was a parent, like that was my child, and I had to do something. Other than that, I was checking out, you know. So safety is first. And when they proved that they could use some of these tools, I watch a lot of families on YouTube. For years I've been watching families, and they do tend to expose their kids to a lot of things. But the 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 distance, the gap for me is that a lot of them also grew up in this space, right? I didn't. So everything that I know I acquired for the most part from my learning experience, not somebody handing something off and teaching me how to be safe. Like I've done so many things that almost hurt myself years ago, and I was smart enough to realize, well, somebody knows how to be safe with these tools. So so I began to get better at them. Um, but when you see that, everybody just tends to have a comfort and they live with the results. My kids all I got. I can't. I'm not just living with a result. So you know, so I'm a little protective in that regard. But at the same time, man, my kids be out here drilling stuff in. They be hammering stuff. We got them tool sets, but it's fun for them. They're not like, how you could do something and it takes a lifetime, or it takes you to become an adult to reflect and say, wow, I was actually doing stuff. My father had me out here, and we were actually doing stuff. And then maybe you want to do it at that point, but that whole gap in between, there's like a numbness to that kind of lifestyle. I think that explains my situation. Everything that I'm building, that I'm working on, is actually to increase the leisure. Not everything, but a lot of the things that need working is to increase the leisure of my property. My property needs to be finished from a leisure perspective, not from, all of these homestead things that I want to do. That's kind of a side job, and it is somewhat of a distraction. But some of the other projects, they require human resources and interest, and I get overwhelmed, and I just try to keep my mind, where I need to keep it. And thanks for listening. It's a good question if you're still hanging out, Blue Daffodil. Yeah, it's gonna be a beautiful spring and summer. I am a little concerned for time. I found out baseball for the boys starts this week. Um, after school programs and activities, oh my God, I need to write a book about that. I do not like it. And I don't even put my kids in it like you're gonna be great at art or star or this or that. That's not even my intent. To each his own, but at least I'm still young enough to work with them. So, because that would be horrible. All right, I think I said I was gonna end the live. I keep looking at this other thing that I wanna do, and I could actually, in the state of this chicken, I could leave it on the fire because the fire is it's a nice temperature. Um, it definitely ain't gonna char anything or burn anything. So I'll just leave that. Whatever side is lighter, not darker, I'll just leave it. Go away for 10 minutes and come back and be done with that. Yeah, I think chicken growing up is one of the things. Done a really good job of cooking it based on the feedback, but I think that was always one of the things where people would not cook well growing up. All right, y'all. Well, I'm gonna jump off. I hope everybody has a good rest of the evening. Obviously, open studio chicken is better slow cooked. Absolutely. Yeah, I don't. I grill, but based on this, I got just a stock thermometer. I'm never in the roasting and grilling category. I'm usually always in the smoking category. I offset the food and I just let it smoke. But you gotta make sure the inside is cooked. That's what I'm saying. Like growing up, depending on the type of cuts people used to, they probably was going for the cheapest cuts. But you get that hot grill out there and they just charring the outside and they get the pinkies in the inside. So, just be mindful of that. And then because, we got some Caribbean in the house, So it ain't nothing. You could char that up and then throw some jerk sauce on that. Ooh, that'd be so good. Just put the jerk sauce at the end. Let the sugars kind of char up too, like crystallize or caramelize actually. But yeah, you know what you're talking about, Budafia. All right, well I'm gonna get off of here as I promised. Thanks for joining. Of course I'll be on later tonight. Hopefully I'll have even more energy than this. Take care. See you later. Thanks for joining. Peace.